property taxes on business inventory and receive a one-time payment if they stop charging the tax. What seems to be the opposition to that, or what are some of the concerns about that one?
Well, so we're one of the few states in the nation with an inventory tax, and it is an impediment to economic development in the sense that if you're trying to attract companies into your parish or into the state, that's a burden on companies that carry big inventories, and so and there shouldn't be opposition because it gives each parish the opportunity to make a decision. In fact, the voters would be given the opportunity to vote on it. But I'm supportive. There would be concerns that if a parish gave up the inventory tax, they're losing that revenue, and that revenue goes to local governmental entities, your police, your school board, law enforcement. And so, you'd have to make the decision that new investment generated by not having an inventory tax would offset the revenue generated currently by that tax. And so, I love the idea. I think government works better at the local level. So let's empower each parish to make decisions as best for their particular circumstance.
We had a caller the other day called in. He had an interesting observation. He was saying that when you renew your registration for your vehicles, that they charge you based on, he was saying, kind of like the original value of his vehicle. And he has two vehicles that are older, like 20 years old, and he's still paying like a higher rate of registration because of the original value. Do you know anything about that? Is that something that you think the legislature would ever look at?
Well, so he must be talking about a situation where he moved from out of state. And so I have run into that, and I'd love to do something, because when you come in and you change that registration, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but yeah, there's a lot of times when you register your vehicle in Louisiana from out of state, you owe that taxed value, and all that money goes to local governments. So we've actually had deals to address that, but local government really pushes back.
Imagine that. Yeah, I experienced that when we moved down here in 2000. I actually was stunned when I went to the OMV and to get my Louisiana license plate, and they're like, "Okay, you owe this much money." I was like,
"Yeah,
what?"
I'm sure that's what he was talking about.
Okay, so, all right. Well, Gabe, I know you're working on some other bills, and we'll keep people posted, and I know you will too, looking at your Facebook page. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see what happens today down in VR.
Okay, sounds good. All right, now, thank you.
Thank you, Gabe. Gabe Furman, State Representative, District 22, our guest here on Talkback. We'll take a break. More coming up.
KSYL. Remember when eating corn right off the cob was one of your favorite summertime treats? Or how about taking a big bite out of a crisp, fresh apple? If it's been a while since you enjoyed these delightful activities, chances are your teeth are no longer up for the task. But now there's great news. The folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville are Cenla's dental implant experts. They're both highly trained and experienced in the procedure. Now with thousands of completely satisfied, delighted patients. They make dental implant surgery simple by using today's most current technologies, along with in-office IV sedation administered by a highly skilled certified nurse anesthetist. You'll be in and out before you know it, without all the anxiety. Plus, at Today's Dental, their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Go back to crunching all your favorite foods. Give Today's Dental a call at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. That's 448-4540.
Tired of noisy neighbors? Want to keep pets in and problems out? Sounds like you need a Promo fence. At Promo Fencing and Lawn Care, our fences don't just work, they wow. From classic cedar and pine privacy fences to durable chain link, sleek metal, and aluminum, even decorative fencing. We've got something for every home, yard, or business, big or small, residential or commercial, all with free estimates, expert installs, and small town customer care. Promo Fencing and Lawn Care. Fences that feel like home.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
All right, we're back on Talkback. Just want to say thank you again to State Representative Gabe Furman for taking a little time with us this morning. He's always accessible and willing to come on the show, so I appreciate that a ton. And as you could hear from our conversation, a lot going on down at the Capitol as we head into, I guess, about the final 4 or so weeks of the legislative session? Trying to remember what date that ends.
Usually in June, huh?
Yeah. I know it's in June, but all right, you're probably hearing, if you're listening to us on the AM, a little static from stormy weather that's rolling through. Looks like we've got a thunderstorm that has made its way from the south. It's weird because I was looking at kind of like the band of storms that's happening right now, and it's just like a line. It almost looks like if you took the 6th congressional district map and made it more horizontal than diagonal, and it's like that kind of width, just working its way from Texas into Louisiana, and we've got a little bit of rain and lightning and thunder, so just be careful as you're out there this morning. If you're leaving for work right now, just go slow through the heavy rain.
Is that like called a squall line?
I think so. I think that would be a squall, yeah. And hopefully after this front kind of comes through, it should be pretty decent weather throughout the rest of the day. We're supposed to get some more weather coming up this evening and a little bit overnight. And I'm hoping it'll be cleared out by tomorrow morning because we have graduation tomorrow, Stephen. So we don't need that.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
Well, I guess nothing's going to matter after today, according to Twitter or X.
What's going on? I saw Fox News said that they're hot.
Photo from the Raw report. Okay, I'm trying to look through this. So the Pentagon has started releasing new files on UFOs, saying members conclusions Director of National, the Energy Department, NASA, FBI. John said Friday post past administration sought to discredit or persuade the American people on people opportunity to take up.
Airlines. Skip the drive. With nonstop service to Houston, you're one step closer to nearly 200 destinations worldwide. And if you're a United Mileage Plus loyalty member, you can earn miles for your flights.
Houston, we have liftoff.
Book now at flyaex.org/united. Reunited. And we're so excited.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Sinlah's best at Bricato's restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt in your mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Bricato's restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
With today's RM World Travel Minute, I'm Mary Carey. Thanks for tuning in. It's always interesting to me to see major world events create a boost in tourism. Successfully April 10th has already created a buzz in astrotourism. The launch drew about $40 million in local economic impact. The Artemis effect is expected to boost visitor numbers this summer to some of the already popular states for dark sky viewing. Flagstaff, Arizona, known as an astronaut training ground, is a top spot for lunar-themed astrotourism. And did you know we have dark festivals here in the U.S.? Two big ones are the Grand Canyon Star Party in June and the Badlands Astronomy Festival this July. It actually starts July 18th and ends on the 20th. Both are expected to see record attendance this summer. The Artemis effect is good for the space camps, the field in general, and of course, astronomy museums. Where are you stargazing this summer? Find more travel info at rmworldtravel.com.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
All right, we are back here on Talkback. Alan Stephen with you here on a Friday morning. I don't know if you guys just heard the ad. I'd mentioned it earlier in the show. It's an attack ad on John Fleming from a group called Accountability Project. And basically it's saying that Fleming lied, that he was not, in fact, a deputy chief of staff for President Trump, and that in actuality he was aligned with Anthony Fauci and Mike Pence, who... I'm sorry if I'm just going to say it this way. I smell a rat right away when I hear ads like this. So if you go to the Secretary of State's website and look up Accountability Project, the agent for the organization is Stephen Gile. I think that's how you say his name, Gele. Some might know him better as the private attorney for Governor Landry, who has handled some of his ethics investigations, including his trip to Hawaii from a couple years ago.
Uh-oh. Well,
do with that what you will, voters.
We got 8 days, so you're gonna start hearing some stuff.
Right. Oh yeah, that's what I said earlier in the show. I mean, you guys, I heard you and Nathan talking about the debate yesterday, and Jeff Sadow, who is the political guy from UL Monroe, he did a LSUS, I'm sorry. He did a Substack article about it and basically laid out really one of the standpoint.
Okay.
So obviously the nervous, and now they're going on the full attack on Fleming. So as I said, do with that what you will. By the way, I mentioned this also earlier in the show, if you can catch it. Ms. Letlow will Stephen, and she will be speaking over at CLTCC at 1:30 at what is being called a town hall discussion for workforce and economic development. And that's down at CLTCC.
So it's not a campaign event, it's a congressional event?
It is described as there was a graphic that was posted. I saw it on Facebook. Julia Letlow, U.S. Senate, you are invited for a town hall discussion on workforce and economic development, 1:30 p.m., CLTCC.
All right. Yeah, I got that a couple days ago, so we'll try and get to it, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, let's go to the phones. We had a caller who's been waiting for a while. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
So what I hear you saying, Al, is you're surprised that politicians lie about each other and there's actually mudraking in political campaigns. That's a shock to you?
I am
disappointment?
just stunned. Yes, you can tell.
All right. So I listened to Gabe Furman fairly carefully, even though I'm riding down the road at 70 miles an hour. So he said some things I found interesting. When he came out the 6-0 district, he said, well, that would dilute some districts and make our current Congress people uncomfortable in their reelection. Is that the criteria we're using to redistrict, is to ensure the comfortness of our current representation? And then I listened to him talk about Dave Ramsey, who writes on personal finances, not on governmental finances. And, I found it odd that one of his points was, I live with a teacher and I want to make sure she gets that raise. Is that not a conflict of interest when one family member in government votes or promotes an amendment to ensure that another family member has financial gain? I think about the inventory tax. Everybody misses this. That's not going to affect anything. No way. No way that the country and the sheriff's department is going to let go of those taxes. It's not going to happen. The inventory tax is such a bad deal. Just eliminate it.
All right. Well, I'm sorry I didn't take your call earlier because we got the music playing. We got like 10 seconds. Thanks for your feedback on that. We appreciate your call. All right. More talk back coming up in hour number 2. We'll talk with the Alexandria Zoo next.
You've been listening to Talk. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those in law broadcasting. AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3 HD3.
Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Marksville, Bunkie, Summersport, Moorville, Cheneville, Bordellandville, Cottonport, Monshire, Hesmer, Evergreen, Plottsville, DuPont, Big Bend, and Hamburg. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash
For what mom happens to want this Mother's Day weekend, be prepared to pay a little more for them. Crawfish prices went up 50 cents per pound this week. According to the Crawfish app, you can expect to pay $3.14 per pound for live crawfish and about $5.52 for boiled. Louisiana Radio Network.
Woodman Life reinvests in our communities through donations, volunteering, and supporting local programs. Our people and places are at the heart of everything we do. Get your life insurance quote at woodmanlife.org. Woodman Life is the brand name for Women of the World Life Insurance Society in Omaha, Nebraska. Ad number 80137.
Well, a good Friday morning. We're starting out our day with the possibility of some showers and thunderstorms. They should give way to cloudy skies during the afternoon hours. 71 for the afternoon high. That chance of rain is 70% chance. Now tonight, cloudy skies followed by scattered showers and thunderstorms overnight. 50 will do it for the overnight low. And then mostly cloudy skies, high 78 Saturday. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson. It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
All right, welcome back here on hour number 2 of Talkback on your Friday morning. Al Quartermont, Stephen Maxwell with you here today. Glad you can be with us. And time for us to, just for a little bit, change topics. And joining us in the studio this morning is Landon Proctor. He is the director of the Alexandria Zoo. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, nice to have you on the show. You got a couple of hopefully good events coming up this weekend, weather permitting.
Right. Well, rain or shine, we're going to be there doing them. So if you're willing to brave the weather, we welcome you to come out. On Saturday, we have a new event we're trying. It is called Coffee Flights and Feathers. And this is in association with Tamp and Grind. They're coming in and they're going to serve a selection of coffees that are bird-friendly, bird-safe, which basically just means they're certified that the grower is taking good care of the birds around the Alexandria Zoo. Yeah, well, puns are definitely intended. If there's a pun at the zoo, we intended to put the pun in the zoo. So we want you to come and see all of our birds and learn about bird safe coffee and hopefully push that conservation message so that more coffee growers take it seriously.
Interesting.
So how do you get involved with that? What do you do to show up?
You can show up at the gate if you want. It is a $30 charge to participate, and that's to pay for the coffee and to pay for the extra staffing to take you on a tour and to enjoy that deluxe experience with our birds and our team. And it's tomorrow at 9 a.m. So you could show up right when the gates open at 9 a.m. and buy a ticket, or you can buy them ahead of time. There's still a few left.
And they also got Mom's Day coming up.
Yes, Mother's Day on Sunday, we are going to have we're calling it Mama Bear Picnic, and it's all about bears and moms that day. And we have a couple of great bears at the zoo. We have 2 giant black bears that are really charismatic and fun to see. And then we have an Andean bear who is just as charismatic. And we would love you to come visit those bears, but also bring a picnic. You can bring a picnic into the zoo. We have areas set up for you to be able to take your picnic. And we're going to have additional games set up for your kids to enjoy playing games. You can play games with them. We're going to have bear story time. We're going to have stories about moms and bears and all that galore where you can sit down and hear all the stories. And then we'll have additional keeper talks where our keepers are going to come talk to you about the bears that day. So we have keeper talks at 11:30 in the morning and 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Now, how many bears do you have at the zoo?
We have 3 total, 2 species. There's 2 black bears and 1 Andean bear.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's an Andean bear? Are they bigger, smaller?
Andean bears are a little smaller than our black bears. They kind of range based on where they're from, where they're born. Our black bears are really big versions of black bears, but a Louisiana black bear would be a little smaller. The Andean bear, ours is a little on the smaller side. She came to us about a year ago from the Salisbury Zoo in Maryland, and as part of the species survival plan, we're housing her for them, and she is very charismatic and fun. They're a South American bear. They have lips that are almost like fingers, so they can shell a peanut with just their lips and just the shell out. And climbers, they're also very smart. So we set up a lot of puzzles for ours. So you'll always see things in her exhibit that she's trying to solve and open things up. I think right now R2-D2 barrel, because on May the 4th, we had a bunch of Star Wars themed stuff out there. And she had to crack open R2-D2 and find all the goodies inside of him. And she finished it in no time.
Nice. Very cool. And so you're kind of, have you been here a year yet?
I've just hit a year.
Just hit a year. Okay. So how's it been? And kind of give us your background. First time on the show.
Yeah. My first time here. Thanks. I've Steven's come out to the zoo lots of times, and your daughter's a big fan.
Mm-hmm.
She loves our pelicans.
She loves the pelicans.
She's over there.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, she's always over there with the pelicans. We know if we know Steven's on site, we know that to go look at the pelicans. And the zoo is awesome. We have an awesome zoo. When I got here, people used to tell me this zoo is really great for the area. And my campaign the last year has been to drop that qualifier. It's not great for the area. It's a great zoo, period, full stop. Mm-hmm. And now no one says that to me. They just say, wow, what a great zoo. And it is true. It's a fantastic zoo. It's a world-class zoo. We have a gifted staff. We have staff from all around the country who come to work for us and who put in the work to do extra wonderful things. And we have a great education team and fantastic. They've been very welcoming of me. They've been very helpful in anything I need. When you're new, you're asking questions. A lot of times people assume you know stuff because it's this. Mm-hmm. But people have been really welcoming and fantastic. And that's really what makes this area great is all these people.
Yep. Yeah. What would you say, like just looking down the road in the future, are there certain animals you'd like to bring in, certain additions you'd like to make if possible?
Yeah, we're always looking at what new additions we could bring. What we're really concentrating now on is the animal we have and creating animals to get some new babies in the zoo, get some new stuff in the zoo like that, and create a more sustainable program for them. We always dream big. My answer would probably change that daily based on what's popular and trendy. We want to follow the trends of the zoo world and follow the trends of what people like. Right now it's all about capybaras. So we're going to get another capybara. We're going to put another capybara in there so you have double your chances or triple your chances to see a capybara because they're really trendy. That's what the kids want to see. And so to get them in the zoo so they can learn something, we trick people into learning.
Is there like a show or something with a capybara? Or like, what is
we don't really do a show.
I
don't know. I have no idea.
Huh.
But
I saw a video the other day of a capybara riding on an armadillo. Maybe
maybe that's it.
Wow. Yeah, but it's like our top selling plush in the gift shop. It's we sell all these little capybara figures, capybara squishmallow plushy things, squishy things in pods. We sell all of that stuff because that's what the kids are into right now. A few years ago it was sloths. Before that it was llamas. There's always some trendy animal that we want to utilize the trendiness of to bring people into the zoo so that we can trick them into learning something.
I think the most interactive animal y'all have is the squirrels.
Oh yeah.
The squirrels are very active.
We have very fat squirrels in the zoo too. They're very. I'm surprised that you think they're active because of how fat they are. They have a hard time.
They're
moving.
present.
They're present. Yeah.
We have a pretty good selection over to LCU as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they'll come up and talk to you.
Yeah.
They're
Ours,
not afraid.
our squirrels are that size because they're getting a nutritious, well-balanced diet approved by a veterinarian
All
that
right.
they're stealing from our other animals.
They're nuts, is what it is.
Yeah, really. Now, I know years ago we lost the tigers, right? Is there a chance that would ever come back? Or
Yeah, that is one of Mayor Roy's priorities in his Reignite campaign is to bring back tigers to the zoo, and we're fully on board. We're ready to do that. We have the space for it. It'll just be raising the money to get it done and creating a good plan for it. So I'd say that in the next 5 to 7 years, you'd probably see tigers again.
Oh,
wow.
That would be
Okay.
cool.
That's pretty cool, but not as good as a baby jack.
Well, not as a baby cat. That's a gold mine. Our cat, but Solana, our baby jaguar, she's about to turn 1. She'll turn 1 on July 31st. So she's still kind of we revealed her at 4 months.
God, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's
Time
insane.
flies.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but you can still go see her. She's in that awkward teenage phase. She's starting to want some independence from mom, and starting to rebel a little bit.
Does she
do
think her
own
mom
thing.
is stupid now?
I don't know if there's a way to know that. We'd have to.
So, in kind of your background too, you and your wife moved here, and you and your wife run like 2 of the most fun things in town. She's the head of the Children's Treehouse.
Yeah,
Museum.
she runs Treehouse Children's Museum. She's their executive director. And I tell people all the time, she's really the smart one here. She's a former Walt Disney Imagineer, so she used to design rides and attractions for Disney World and implement and build those. So she's a wonderful creative talent. My skills lie in operations. I like to operate. I like to make things move forward, and I like to budget, all that administrative-y stuff that. But my creative brain, I rely on a team of people better than me to do that for me.
You were talking about Disney like 20 years ago. I don't know if this is even true. Somebody told me that Walt Disney had visited this area like around Pollock.
Okay, I brought that up too, and everyone was calling me crazy.
Really?
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I consider it for Disney World.
We need to ask Mike Wynn if that actually happened.
Yeah. I said it on air a couple months ago, and everyone was like, "You're just making it up." I was like, "I'm telling you, I've heard."
No,
this."
somebody like local had told me that. So
anyway,
I don't know. Your wife could have worked here.
Yeah. Well, she does now.
Right. So, all right, let's remind people again the events you got coming up tomorrow and Sunday.
Sure. It's Coffee Flights and Feathers tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And then our events will start around 11 a.m. on Sunday for the Mama Bear Picnic for Mother's Day. And, we just want to show our appreciation to all the mothers, grandmothers, and expecting mothers out there. And we hope you come by. And to show our appreciation during that event, if you purchase a train ticket for your child, we're going to give you a train ticket for the mom that day. So
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you so much for being here this morning, Landon. Always good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for me. Thank you, Bill.
That's Landon Proctor from the
KSYL.
Need office supplies, janitorial supplies, or office furniture, either new or pre-owned? Then look no further than DTW Office Supply, with wholesale prices on a large selection of top quality products, all with the personalized hometown service that you deserve. We're proud to serve the entire state of Louisiana with daily deliveries right to your door. Visit us today at 1219 MacArthur Drive or online at dtwofficesupply.com. That's DTW Office Supply, your trusted partner for all of your office needs. Quality, value, service.
Hey, check this out.
Okay.
It says here we get to vote on constitutional amendments on May 16th. Looks like Amendment 4 will finally phase out that inventory tax. So businesses don't pay that crazy tax on stuff stored in a warehouse or just on their store shelves. It'll create jobs, grow our economy, and help lower prices.
Well, I like lower prices. Now, look here at Constitutional Amendment 3. It will modernize things, restructure certain education funds to support teacher pay raises, and strengthen the teacher retirement fund without raising taxes. Amendments 3 and 4 are both great.
So we vote May 16th, or in early voting, yes on Amendment 3 for the teacher pay raise, and yes on Amendment 4 to cut the inventory tax, lowering prices and creating jobs.
Well, that's a no-brainer. Let's vote yes on 3 and 4.
Yes on 3 and 4. Now, let's go ahead and order I'm so ready to eat.
Paid for by Cajun Pack 2.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Now back to Talk Back. 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, we're back here on this Friday morning. Alan Stephen with you, 318-442-8255. Time for us to open up the phone lines for the rest of the show this morning and give you guys a chance to call in. Sorry to our caller at the top of the hour, last hour. I took that call a little late, so he couldn't get all of his rants over.
If y'all want to call in and criticize Al, please feel free.
Yes, about something I said 6 months ago.
What?
Just kidding.
Come on.
There's probably at least one thing somebody could jump on.
I guess.
All right.
I guess so.
I
get started off.
So are you seeing?
I haven't checked. I was listening to the zoo and I was fighting with this stupid computer. So if we're having issues with the stream, I'm so sorry. Must be the aliens blocking our internet signal. Let's see, UFO release. And like we were talking about earlier in the show, we're expecting a release from the Pentagon, the White House, on UFOs, at least some of the documents. If you've been on X lately, been a firestorm of UFOs and hantavirus. At least mine has, so I guess that's what it knows I want to look at. All right, so if you go to the U.S. Department of War website, there's a UFO tab. And it says Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP Encounters. And you can see a couple of different slides of, okay. Okay, there's this like, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, an apparent ellipsoid bronze metallic object materializing out of a bright light in the sky. Looks like a big bullet. And then there's some like very grainy little dot pictures. There's still video of a U.S. military operator reported seeing a UAP flying across their screen. I'm not really quite sure what it was. Looks like a bunch of smudges. It's like one of those things where you go to psychiatrists, tell me what you see. What does this say to you? That's how I feel right now.
Interesting.
All these UAPs they're saying are just very... I don't know how to interpret it. Interesting. So it says, based on the tremendous interest shown, this is from the president, I'll be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing files based on this. Maybe those were old pictures?
Maybe. It's mystery.
Trying to see. Here's another report.
Yeah.
Tell me your favorite UFO. Call in now.
318-442-8255. This is interesting. Somebody just texted me saying that they called CLTCC. They say they're not hosting an event for Julie Letlow. All they know is that Letlow has rented a room down there to host an event.
Yeah. Okay.
But they have no actual involvement other than
near Japan, a UAP. Oh, I guess that metallic, oh my gosh, I guess that big bullet thing, dude, I don't know if you can come see this. I'll send you this link and we can look at it together. There's like a big bullet in the sky and they say it materialized out of nowhere. Looks super big thing. You don't care,
huh? I think if anything, it would explain UFO type phones. We got them lit up now. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, you missed it. Y'all have a lot of squirrels over the hills. See,
Yes, sir.
it was quite a few years ago. I don't even know if you were at KLB, but they did put oil fish. What they run. They would run a fish through an apple question. Squirrel grabbed the apple. As you well know, years ago, Ralph Abraham would come on the Talkback show every Thursday morning to take questions from the listeners. Call in. I think Julia Letlow maybe did that twice, and then she quit. She never came on, and it's been years, I think, probably since she was on Talkback. So, in any event, go ahead.
No, you're right. 100% right.
You know what Congressman's been on more than anybody since I've been back is Cleo Fields.
That's true.
Yeah, and this is not a friendly show.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say this: Ralph Abraham was on every week for 6 years.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, I don't think anybody can surpass Ralph Abraham's record. Nope. And he took calls from the listeners. I mean, anybody could call in and ask Ralph Abraham a question.
Yeah.
Which was frankly incredible.
Even at the TV station, I call him up. He'd be there in a heartbeat if he wasn't doing something super important.
Yeah. If I remember right.
No, that's exactly right.
I think Vance McAllister was pretty accessible too, and before him, Rodney Alexander.
Yeah.
But
honestly, Mike Johnson was until he became speaker, and that's understandable.
Right.
So. Well, you're right about Rodney Alexander. Right. He was on there for years also, Al. So, I mean, all of these guys were willing to come on the show, but the point I'm making is they wouldn't respond just to your questions.
Right.
They would take questions from the listeners. And that's incredible. I mean, that a sitting congressman would do that on a regular basis. And Ralph Abraham and all those guys, they would come in every week. But Julia Letlow didn't do that. She stopped doing that. I mean, might have been there 2 or 3 times right after she got elected. But my understanding is that, unless she could know what the questions were in advance, she wouldn't come on the air. And she stopped. Isn't that correct? Isn't that what happened?
I don't remember that being the case at all. It was just more trusted. It just, we'll get in touch with you next time for Beyond, and it just never happened. So.
You just never came back on.
I will tell you this. Almost every politician that asks us to get time to come on the show, they will ask us, what questions are you going to ask, or what do you want to talk about? Just so we want them to be ready, prepared. And I'm like, I'll just usually give them like maybe this, but I don't.
I'll just tell them I don't have questions, but I don't know which ones to give you. So we'll give you like a roundabout topic. I'll say we're going to talk about this specifically, but then we'll talk about the news if it comes up.
I mean, they should have their big boy and big girl pants on enough that they should handle any question. So there's no better person at than our current president.
Question about he set the standard. I mean, no other president has been accessible as the media. I mean, you can not even close, not even in our lifetimes, never seen a president. And
last year.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Well, the script. Who he's supposed to talk. Oh gosh. Thank you. I appreciate your conversation this morning.
Yes, sir.
Well, I just think that the city thing needs to clean up. It's not their event. It's a Letlow campaign being held at the LCC event.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for that information. We appreciate it.
Take care.
All right. More coming up.
KS.
This is Money Minute. It's John Street, a bigger payroll gain than expected. U.S. was added to payrolls for a second month in April, marking the back-to-back advance in nearly a year, and the unemployment rate held steady. Labor statistics data out this farm payrolls rose 115,000 last month after a surge in March. The median estimate in a Bloomberg survey called for a 65,000 increase. The unemployment rate was reached at 4 points. Members have been free. Having caught on, shoppers, company plan to do more with few. World about whether it'll keep Converse in the fold. And Disney is reportedly the latest company looking to build a so-called super app. Bloomberg is reporting the company wants to integrate all of its offerings into a single app. That could mean Disney Plus, Disney Cruises, and Disney Parks could end up all bundled together. Erica Herskowitz, Bloomberg Radio.
FIFA World Cup 2026 is coming soon, but your credit card for a limited time. Become a new customized cash reward or unlimited cash reward Visa credit card holder, and you will be eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more at What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America and in partnership with Visa, terms apply, warranties reserved.
This for bring travelers closer to the destination. There's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive with no children and no casinos. Discover more.
But from time to time, everybody's got some. And that's why everybody needs to know about Southern Air Heating and Cooling. Heating or cooling problem? Call Southern Air. Plumbing or drain problem? It's Southern Air again. Your power's out and you need a generator? Guess who? And you can keep those problems away this winter with a heating tune-up. Call Southern Air Heating and Cooling now at 318-777-5555 or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
You smell that? Spring. Hibernation's over. It's time to run it. Run it until the grass becomes long. And the hedges duck and cover. Then
hours and thunderstorms overnight, 78 Saturday. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Station.
970 AM. 104.9 FM. KS.
No, I know.
Send me forget-me-nots. So
that's good.
All right. Let's go to the phones, and I believe we have a special guest calling in. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Yes, good morning. This is State Treasurer John Fleming calling in.
Have your ears been ringing this morning?
Well, it's interesting. Yes. The millions of dollars are being spent on ads that are 100% dishonest against me in this race, U.S. Senate race, by Julia and her friends using the Accountability Project, which really is an unaccountability project, to say all sorts of things about me. And so I just thought I'd call in and
I'd mentioned this earlier in the show. In fact, we talked about it twice. It's calling you a liar. It's saying that you were never a deputy chief of staff and that in actuality,
assistant to the president, this is in the White House, assistant to the president and senior advisor to the chief of staff. That's quite a mouthful. People just referred to me as deputy chief of staff.
Sure.
That was chief of staff's work that was not handled directly by the chief of staff. And so, and by the way, assistant to the president is the highest advisory position you can hold. There's also special assistant to the chief of president is actually they don't really understand what you're saying. As far as Fauci's concerned, one of my assignments was I was on the coronavirus task force, and we all know that Vice President Pence and Fauci were on that. But I didn't work for the headquarters. In fact, my job was to monitor their activity and, of course, report to the president and to the chief of staff. So paid for by dark money that's being raised by Jeff dollars a week, and they've tried everything. They checked for police reports in my hometown of Minden. They called up or sent documents to the head of board of medical examiners. I'm a physician. That's where we have to report, and they couldn't find anything. So they just started making stuff up. And trust a politician who's going to lie to you during a campaign. You know they're going to lie to you when they go to Washington.
Another thing, we're speaking again with John Fleming, who's running for the Senate, and firm, and you addressed your work, or at least you talked about what you've been doing with this organization, and they're basically saying that you are a paid employee of theirs, or an active employee of a lobbying firm. So address that as well.
Well, for 2 years, I represented Bossier Parish in Washington. Wanted me to be their advisor on a political and business subjects. So I've been giving them advice. I don't have any clients. I don't lobby or anything like that. And that's perfectly okay under ethics.
over the place. So we've been talking with Mr. about some of the attacks at him, where you get some endorsements as well, and you've been picking up a few of those.
Just after the Deep Zone show endorsed me, one of the Republican parish from my former congressional district have endorsed her. So we're racking up the endorsement to us. They see through these lies, and I'd like to take a moment just to go down through them. Number one, these ads say that I'm for. He claimed I'm a lobbyist. I am not a lobbyist. The only thing I've ever done was a couple of years after I left Congress, I represented Bossier Parish, a continuation of work I did while I was in the House of Representatives years ago. And so I don't represent anybody. And so these things are made out of I was involved with 9/11. I mean, really, it's just amazing. So anyway, we're racking up the endorsements and we're getting support despite the people are seeing through these lies that are on the airways.
Grassroots. You've been all over the state for a while, meeting with different groups and organizations. I see a lot of signs. The attack